Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. We are here for the next video in my European MotoGP League, and this is round 3 of the championship, second that I competed in. We are watching now my first clean flying lap in qualifying, which turned out to be my fastest lap as well. And as you may have noticed, I'm sounding a bit different. I have finally decided that I'm not gonna be patient with problems that I had with my microphone, so I just bought a dedicated mic, and that is what I'm going to use in my videos going forward. So here we can see my lap is not as clean as one would like, but that's the best that I could muster. I didn't have enough practice here, and this is when I still had around 12 to 15 hours of game time in MotoGP 23, so not really used to the game. Trust me, it gets somewhat better as the races progress here in the league, and I might even be competitive in a few years' time. These guys are on some another level, and this is only League 2. You can imagine how are the guys in League 1. So coming to the end of my fastest lap in qualifying, as I said, I'm happy with how I did this lap, but there is a ton that can be done to be better. So lap is 1:47.7, and that was on 2, or I think even around 3 seconds of the fastest time. Yeah, so here are the final results. 2.6 seconds behind the fastest lap in this qualifying session, and we are now going for the race. So here we are for the start of the race. Red lights are on, and off we go. Not the best takeoff, but good acceleration from the start line, and we're now already in P4. Late braking into turn 1, and that's P1 in the turn 1 after a great start and great turn 1. So a bit unexpected for me. I seriously expected to have the race red flagged, as that usually happened in practice races when I had great starts, but I managed to keep the lead going into sector 2, and that was very surprising, and my nerves were, I can't even start explaining, and this is the error that came out from that. But luckily for me, almost everyone followed me wide into that turn, and I kept my P1 for now. So I was under no impressions that I could win this race at this point in time, and my goal from now on is just to keep my riding clean and to try to get the best position as possible in the race. I actually expected a lot of them to come flying past me already by this time in lap, but as you can see, I have quite a big margin to the second place, and I'll be ending lap 1 in P1. Very unexpected, but felt great to be leading the race for once, not against AI but against other humans. So this is lap 2, and this is where my lack of performance and speed against better riders in the league comes to to the 4, and although I kept relatively clean lines and relatively good speed, I've been reined in and I'm going to start to tumble down the order. So at this point I'm actually thinking about trying to keep up with Blazed and maybe put him under pressure, but that quickly comes undone with the mistake and first track limits warning, and that's where any hope of getting back with Blazed went away. So I'm still keeping everyone else behind me and I'm still very happy, and I have started thinking about maybe being able to get to the podium here, which is far-fetched, but you never know in the racing. So now I lost P2 to Marco, and this is where I started to be less clean, if that was even possible. People started to overtake me and I lost my composure, and that really shows as I lose. Okay, I was punted here out of the way, and I lost 2 positions, and then I went wide in the next corner again. So that wasn't good section of the racetrack for me, but still P5, that will be by far my best result with this bunch of guys, and I still kept making errors and unforced errors at that. So yeah, that's lap 3 almost done, and hoping to keep bike on the track and not lose any more position. So while nothing major is happening on the track, and I'm keeping a good distance from my teammate behind, let's say just that I'm recording this voiceover about a month or 2, probably 2 after this race happened, and it is now weekend of final Grand Prix of the season in real life. Today is Saturday, so today was sprint race, and great job from Martin. I'm actually a Yamaha fan, but if I had to choose from the 2 guys that are fighting for the championship this year, I'd be happier if Martin won than Pecco. I don't know, Pecco won last year against my boys in quotation marks, so I'd be happy to see him not win today. And we have seen in front of me, I think it was Dark Star who tried to do a long lap penalty, but he went off the track into gravel, or he just made a mistake. I'm not sure here anymore. So yeah, back to the real life MotoGP. I'm really not happy how the season went for Yamaha, but it was an interesting season, and I think this may be an opinion that not too many share, but I actually am pretty happy with how they implemented sprint races. And when they announced that they were going to have sprint races this season, I didn't like the idea. I didn't like how sprint races went in Formula 1, so I hoped it would be something similar, something as absurd as that was. But when they started doing sprint races, and when I saw how fun they were and how riders were pushing, I quickly got to love them, and more often than not I enjoyed those sprints more than actual Grand Prix races on Sunday. As you can still see in the background, my teammate has crashed at this point, and I'm still keeping the P5, and I had good pace, but not through the whole lap. I'd have good sector 1 but bad rest of the lap. I'd have bad sector 1 but then good sector 2 or 3, and I just couldn't. I still have that problem that I just can't piece together the perfect lap I usually have when I finish with my practice. I usually have like ideal lap time about half second to 1 full second faster than the best that I could have. I managed through that practice, so that's something I have to work. If I want to be more competitive, I have to work on getting more consistent lap times, get better with connecting all my best sectors in the same lap and not through 2 or 3 or 4 laps. But that all comes with experience, and the more I play, I guess the more I will be competitive. So this is lap 6. Rainify is behind me and he's catching. Then he made a mistake and fell a bit back, but if I remember correctly, he'll be back with me soon enough, especially when I'm doing stuff like stoppies in the corners. So at the start of lap 7, I've just done my personal best in this race so far, which is some 2/10 off my qualifying lap time, and I still have a very good advantage over Rainify, but he's coming. He bites off a tenth here, a tenth there. This is the chicane where I lose a lot of time, where I get in too deep and then I compromise my exit from it, but still I'm keeping him somewhat at bay. So still getting better lap time than in my previous lap, and hopefully this lap time will be even better and I'll keep the position. And another mistake from me, going deep into the corner. I really have a lot of trouble with brakes in this game. Whatever I do setup wise, and I noticed that in practice for the next race that we're doing this weekend tomorrow, whatever I do, I just can't keep my front brakes in the zone, and they are very cold when it comes to braking. I even tried to put on discs that heat up much faster and that cool down faster, and that still didn't work. I still have inconsistent braking performance, and that's what is the most problematic thing for me to get used to. But one thing I got used to, and I finally started to understand and helped me master with my lap times, is to be more gentle with braking, to be more gentle with throttle, and it really shows in future races, you'll see. So, oh yeah, this is the moment when I made a mistake and I thought, oh my, I lost P5, but unbeknownst to me, until I looked back here, Rainify crashed at the same place in the same manner as I did. He touched the curb on the inside and went down just like I did. So I kept P5 and I had a very big sigh of relief here after that mistake. And to be honest, after I crashed there and saw that I had kept the position, I was almost sure I'll be able to finish P5 at the end of the race. 3 or 4 laps are now to go. No, I'm gonna start lap 9, so 4 laps to go now, and still having good pace to keep Rainify behind me. So now that the race has calmed down a bit, I can talk about my plans for the future with this channel. So I have quite few videos that are in different places completion wise regarding this MotoGP league. They're obviously recorded because I record them while we are racing, and most of them are almost completely edited with cutting and organizing clips, but I have to do voiceover for them, which should not be too hard to do now that I have a better microphone. I also still work on setting it up better so that I sound better and clearer in the future videos, but you'll note, if I manage that, you'll notice that through my videos. I also have reorganized a bit my space. So I got a new table, larger table, new mouse and keyboard. The mouse and keyboard were here a bit earlier than microphone, but still it's new, and I also plan to do more videos where I record voiceovers while I'm playing, and that should be in MotoGP, in Euro Truck Simulator 2, and probably WRC if I manage to get somewhat decent performance out of it, because so far all I had is trouble with it. I also may do some videos with Superbike 22. I just got the game on Steam sale for €4, so I might do some videos with that game as well. I had plans to do maybe some videos with Assetto Corsa or Assetto Corsa Competizione and other different racing simulations as well as driving simulations, but I'm not having that much of free time to play games, and of my gaming time that I have, I spend most of it in MotoGP 23 practicing for next league races. So once the league is done, I might make more videos of other games than MotoGP for a bit of change on my channel. So this is start of the penultimate lap. Still P5, still rainy fine, hot on my heels, but he still can't find the way past, and I was really sweating during this part of the race. I have to admit, it wasn't easy for me. I never was in position like this one where I had a good position in the race and I had to really push for it. I wasn't going to let him by easily, unless obviously I didn't make a mistake, like going wide here, but luckily for me those were some parts of the race where he as well made mistakes, and at least it was interesting for people in live stream replay, which you can see in the bottom left corner. They had a tight battle to watch, and I hope that it was interesting for them as it was for us racing. So here we are, leaders have started the final lap already. We are coming to the end of penultimate lap. Rainify is really climbing all over my wheels, and here he tries to go on the outside, but he makes a mistake and ends up in a gravel trap, and this is when I thought, oh yes, he fell behind. It's more than a second, and I'm free. I'm going to finish P5, but that was the biggest mistake I could have made, because I relaxed too much. As I stopped pushing, I started to go with, let's just bring this bike home and take P5, and as you can see on the left side, Rainify really railed me in, and the moment I relaxed I started making big mistakes, and as you can see, just the start of sector 2 he's back on my rear wheel, and that's when I thought, oh my god, what have I done? How could I allow that I lose second and a half in just one sector of the lap? But still, I just had to keep my cool and everything would be good. So one of my worst corners on the track, I went extra careful in it, and luckily Rainify didn't try to dive bomb me or something. So I kept position. Blaze won the race, as you can see. He was really in the lead of his own, and just 3 corners to go. I'm keeping my position, and Rainify fell down. I think he made a mistake behind me or something, and that's where when I got to final corner with half a second advantage, I knew that's it, and P5 was mine. And that's me crossing the finish line for P5. You'll now see the results that were confirmed the day after the race was done. P5 some 35 seconds behind the leader, but still good points for the championship, and I think I was 3rd or 4th in the championship after this race. So this is all from me in this video, and I hope you enjoyed. and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.